Thanks for staying on. Now, Deputy Local Government Minister Neelante van der Poy says the John Mahama-led administration does not want to lose power come 2016, adding complaints from Ghanaians concerning the current power crisis are receiving the attention it needs and that frantic measures are being taken to address it.
I have experienced it since I was 13. When I was a young boy in school in the Brong-Ahafo region, the whole Brong-Ahafo region was on a generator. And districts get it 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. Bechem district 2 hours. Sunyani district 2 hours. Brekum 2 hours. Doma 2 hours. Techiman 2 hours. Kintapo 2 hours. That's how we, since those days. So some people may not have experienced this life before, so it's difficult. And I've seen it before. I know that government is taking pragmatic, difficult, but enduring measures that will fix the problem once and for all. I was happy President Obama said it, that he's not going to adopt the cow dung measure to the solving of this energy problem. You know what a cow dung measure is?
Dry.
Yeah, the surface is dry, but under it. And that is the way we've done it. He said he's not going to manage himself out of this problem. I am happy, as a member of government, I appreciate the efforts of the president.
The minister meanwhile says he will not hesitate to honor any invitation from the organizers of the Dumso Must Stop Vigil to join the peaceful protest slated for Saturday, May 16.
Is this vigil? Now, I think, again, people...
If they invite me, I'll go.
And, that's what I was expecting.
If they invite me, I'll go. I'm serious. If they invite me today, I'll go. Because the issue is that they said it must stop. Government is determined to stop it. And I'm sure if they invite the president will attend.
So why has there been so much hoo-ha about this? I
think to some extent I will blame my people. I think we have made this what it is today. Because it's nothing.
Private legal practitioner and a member of the legal team of the ruling National Democratic Congress, Abraham Amaliba, is calling for an interpretation into what constitutes a chief taking part in active party politics. Article 276 of the 1992 Constitution stipulates chiefs not to take part in active party politics. He was speaking on the AM show following news. The NDC has nominated Agbogbo Mefia of Asogli, Togbe Afede, to serve on the NDC's Economic Committee. Meanwhile, Agbogbo Mefia of Asogli, Togbe Afede, the 14th, has declined an invitation to serve on the newly formed Economic Committee.
Article 276 is titled, Chiefs not to take part in active party politics. And 2761 says, a chief shall not take part in active party politics, and any chief wishing to do so and seeking elections to parliament shall abdicate his stool or scheme. Now, the issue is, what is active party politics? What's the definition of it? Is it when you wear a t-shirt done by a political party's colors, or when you mount a political platform? This aspect of it has not been defined, and the courts have not made a pronouncement on what amounts to active party politics. And I wish that one of these days, considering the fact that there are chiefs who are playing various roles in our political life, there will be the need to interpret this word or phrase, active party politics. When you look at the Constitution, it goes on to talk about elections, seeking elections to parliament. Now, that is very clear. If you are seeking elections to parliament, you have to abdicate. But the issue of not taking part in active politics is what is a gray area. Has Togbe Afede's appointment breached the Constitution? It is not clear. Because I don't know whether appointing somebody to a committee of a political party amounts to active party politics, amounts to playing active party politics. Because, like I indicated, we have not been told what amounts to active party politics. So for me, it's good that he has brought this whole thing to a rest, because he has even declined the appointment. He says that he does not think that, in his view, he does not think that he should take up that position, considering his own philosophy of providing assistance to all kinds of government, and he wants to be somebody who can cut across all political divides.
He wants to be a servant citizen, irrespective of which government.
Exactly. So it brings this whole matter to a rest. But I still think that we need an interpretation of active party politics.
Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Ebo Batinodro, and former Attorney General Betty Modidrisu have been sued for their roles in the payment of the controversial 51 million cedi judgment debt to Alfred Woyome. The controversial judgment debt was paid under the supervision of Mrs. Betty Modidrisu when she was the Attorney General and her deputy Batin Odro. The suit was filed yesterday at an Accra High Court by a former youth organizer of the Convention People's Party, James Kwabna Bomfe. Mr. Bomfe believes the former Attorney General and her deputy knew that Mr. Woyome's claims were dubious and still went ahead to make payment. Mr. Bomfe is therefore asking the court for an order for payment of monies that have been wasted by the defendants owing to monies they caused the government of Ghana to pay to Mr. Woyome. He's also asking the court to order the defendants to pay interest on the monies paid. The businessman in March this year was however acquitted and discharged on the counts of causing financial loss to the state and defrauding by false pretense after he was accused of illegally receiving some 51 million cedis. Presiding Judge John Ajet Nassam did not understand why key actors in the case, including Betty Modidrisu and Ebo Batinodro, were not invited to testify. President John Dramani Mahama has, in conformity with provisions in Article 144, Clause 2 of the Constitution, nominated for parliamentary approval the sole commissioner in the judgment debt probe, Justice Yawapo, and former General Secretary of the People's National Convention, Gabriel Poamang. Speaker of Parliament, Edward Doajaho, announced the statement on the floor of Parliament.
Finance Minister Seth Terkper says statutory payments due the National Health Insurance Scheme have been paid, adding that the releases covers all arrears from two.
In accordance with Article 144, Clause 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I have, on the advice of the Judicial Council and in consultation with the Council of State, nominated for consideration by Parliament the following personalities for appointment as Justices of the Supreme Court of Ghana. They are: 1. Justice Yao Apa. 2. Mr. Gabriel Poamang. Attached at their curriculum vitae. Please accept Right Honorable the assurances of my highest consideration. Signed, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Honourable members, the communication is referred to the Appointment Committee for consideration and report to the House.
But with 2 more nominations to be announced by the President to the Supreme Court, some members of Parliament are calling on the President to look more at the academia and people with specialized backgrounds. Some members of Parliament, however, want the President to look beyond the academia and appoint people with expertise in specialized areas to enrich the courts. Member of Parliament for Okaikui Central Patrick Boma and his colleague from Bekwai, Joe Sewusu, have been speaking to Joy News.
The appointment to the Supreme Court, in accordance with the Constitution, talks about a lawyer who has 15 years standing at the bar. Justice Apao has worked as a good High Court judge. He was promoted to the Court of Appeal, and the President has nominated him to the Supreme Court. I believe he's got the experience to sit on the bench as a Justice of the Supreme Court. The lawyer Scott Poamang, now Supreme Court Justice nominee, has been in active practice. The President can look within the bench, the bar, academia. But my worry is that the President must also look at the weight on the bench. whether to go into academia and into other fields, the president must also consider people with expertise in other areas. That is what most presidents do in other jurisdictions. They look at your expertise as a researcher, as a banker. They look at developing trends in the world and what a person can bring to the bench. So you look at a lot of things in appointing people to not practitioners alone, but researchers, people in academia, because the highest court of the land, and you need a lot of expertise from other areas to complement the practitioner's effort on the bench.
Many of us in the legal sector believe that one way to expand the frontiers of law in the country is to, apart from bringing people who are already on the bench and in practice, you should also bring in the intellectual group, the theoreticians, those who espouse new theories. That is how you expand the law. So I hope that it will take advantage of the vacancies and bring in people from the faculty, those who write, propose new ideas. So they will be tested. So long as they remain in the academia, there will be ideas. Those same ideas, when espoused and accepted on the bench, they become law.